Hello there, I am EdT1138 and you have found my Friday night pickup video. Now, I have a bunch of things that I want to do this evening. The first thing I want to do is a response to a tag video by spritesNbytes. He put it out a while back. I've been planning on getting to it, haven't found the time. I'm going to respond to it on my Friday night pickup video. This is my collection from A to Z, and I decided to pick a different game for a different system for every letter of the alphabet. Here we go. Alien vs. Predator for the Atari Jaguar. B is for Bushido Blade RPG on the Neo Geo CD. C is for Captain America and the Avengers on the Game Gear. D is for D on the Sega Saturn. I'm going to drop stuff. E is for Echo the Dolphin on the Sega CD. And yes, I realize that is technically for the Sega Genesis, but it's a different system. F is for Frogger on the Intellivision. G is for Gex on the Nintendo Game Boy. H is for Herzog Zwei on the Sega Genesis. I is for Image Fight on the NES. J is for Jungle Hunt on the Atari 5200. K is for Keith Courage in Alpha Zones on the TurboGrafx 16. L is for Laser Blast on the Atari 2600. M is for Metal Slug on the Neo Geo Pocket Color. N is for Ninja Gaiden on the Atari Lynx. O is for One-on-One Basketball on the Atari 8-bit computer, in this case the Atari XE. P is for Pinball on the Microvision. Q is for Quest for the Rings on the Odyssey 2, and yes, I realize there's a "the" there, but that doesn't count. R is for Red Alarm on the Nintendo Virtual Boy. S is for Space Attack on the Emerson Arcadia 2001. T is for Tomba on the PlayStation. U is for UN Squadron on the Super Nintendo. V is for the very cleverly named Video Cart Number 1 on the Fairchild Channel F. W is for a very lousy copy of War Gods on the Nintendo 64. And of course it chooses that exact moment for the audio to get out of sync with the video. I have no idea why. But X is for Xevious on the Atari 7800. Y is for Ys, the Vanished Omens on the Sega Master System. And Z is for Zaxxon on the ColecoVision. God bless America. That is the most miserable time I have ever had trying to record a video. But as bad as this one is going to be, trust me, the others were even worse. At least in this one, I didn't forget which letter of the alphabet I was on. I didn't get the games confused, and I only dropped one or two things. So it is a vast improvement, trust me. Now, I said that I was going to do a couple of different things in this video. One of the things that I wanted to do was show you clips of me video game hunting. And the idea was to show you exactly how many stores I visit in a week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever. I wanted to do that because people seem to think that either Ohio is a vast treasure trove of video games, which unfortunately it is not, or they think that I'm buying stuff on eBay or in video game stores at retail price and then lying to you and saying that I find them in thrift stores. Well, neither of those is the case. It is no different from most other places. The difference is I have a job where I travel all over Northeast Ohio for work. I get paid for my drive time. I get paid for mileage, so everything is paid for. I get 2 breaks and a lunch that I get during drive time. And the way that my territory is laid out, there are many, many different thrift stores and video game stores that are on the path. So I'm able to go through and hit a bunch of them on my breaks or on my lunch. I'm in and out of the store in 2 minutes or less. I've really got it down to a science. It actually took me longer in these stores because I was filming than it normally would. So I didn't hit as many stores as I normally would. I didn't do any filming on Monday, didn't do any filming on Friday, and this is only the thrift stores. There is one clip that I did with my son here like a week or 2 ago. I'll throw that in at the beginning because my son wanted to be in one of these videos. And then there, of course, ended up being a couple of stores where I found something. Well, one was in a video game store. I wouldn't have filmed it anyway. The other one was in a thrift store where the memory on my phone filled up and I wasn't able to film, so you won't get to see me find that particular one. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, I will probably, I don't know if I'll put a list at the end of the video, or I may just put it in the description, a list of all the stores that I go into every week. I mean, it's something like 17 cities that I'm in. So yeah, it's a lot of places, and that is why I find so much. Not because there's so much in every store I go into, because I could go into 35 stores and only 2 of them have something. But I just go into so many stores, I'm bound to hit something eventually. So, there you go. Here are some clips.
Vector Man, $4 loose. Jack Nicklaus Golf by Konami is $4 loose.
Never even heard of that.
Bunch of copies of DJ Hero 2, Need for Speed Underground, Arctic Thunder, DJ Hero, Xbox sports games. I don't have an Xbox, but I wonder if Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is any good. That appears to be it.
DJ Hero for the Wii is probably terrible.
Yeah, got a LucasArts collection in there, but $12.
It's yellow. That's 50% off. $6.
Oh yeah, fascinating. Kung Ju for the Nintendo DS. You want that game, do you?
I don't think I have a Nintendo DS.
Oh, there's a good game. Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. I already have that though.
What is it for?
GameCube for $30.
Get that for Tessa.
Or I could buy it for $20 at GameStop with a warranty. New Destinations Thrift Store. Let's go see if there's anything in here. Nope. Nope. Yeah, bunch of computer games. Old computer games. CDs. Oh, a copy of Madden Football in the glass case for the PS2. That's worthy of keeping in here with the I Love You teddy bear. Bunch of
Controllers for stuff.
yeah, controllers for the PC it looks like.
Controllers for stuff we don't want.
Oh, over here.
There's some Tarzan.
Got a zapper.
This is
Here, you need a new zapper for $1?
I think this is an imported Wii controller, maybe.
No, I think that is a generic fake Wii controller, bud.
That's what I was saying.
Not real. You need a zapper for $1? It's an orange one.
My zap.
Yahtzee!
I like that.
Okay, this is the oddest one that I go to. It is like a pole barn in the middle of nowhere, just off the highway. And I wouldn't come here except I actually found a bunch of CDI games here once for 50 cents a piece, so you gotta check. I literally just missed out. A guy walked out with a whole bag full of games right there. It looks like he took everything worth owning. Volunteers of America in Bainbridge, Ohio is just a big house. Nothing overly interesting. Gran Turismo. Huh. Interesting. Oh, what do we have here? We're in Streetsboro, Ohio at Fabulous Finds Thrift Superstore. This is a privately owned thrift store, clearly. They don't usually have much. And what they do have is usually retail price, but we'll go see. A couple of PlayStations up here.
Channel 3 forecast, well, we got a possible thunder shower here and there. When you have clouds like this, it's always a possibility. Upper 60s for...
Sega Pico. A Year at Pooh Corner. I don't think that title is appropriate for children. Few games. Well, about 500 feet away from that last thrift store is Goodwill. Let's go see what they got. Being chased around the store by an old man. Jesus, people crawling over every inch of that freaking store. Old man kept trying to run his cart up my butt. Yep, nothing there anyway, so you guys didn't miss anything. Alright, Wadsworth, Ohio Goodwill. Here we go. Mr. Size Leader 2000 Cycles. Super Nintendo games. That's a Zavix port for 25 bucks. Golden Tee plug and play for 15. What bargains? Brunswick, Ohio Goodwill. Nothing in the case. These have been pretty well picked through. You will probably recognize this from when I found Final Fantasy VII. That was this store. It doesn't look like there's anything quite like that here, though. Gotta check the cart. Nothing on the cart this time. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys how close some of these stops are together and illustrate how I can do this sort of thing during my breaks and lunch. I left the Medina location that I was working at. I hit a used video game store. Then I hit that Goodwill. Then right next to it behind that tree is a store called The Sound of Music, and they occasionally have old video games. And I am going to drive to my next location, which is also on my way to the next stop for work. So here we go. I probably shouldn't be doing this and driving, but I just won't look at what the camera is aiming at, so if you guys get a shot of my crotch, I apologize. Unless you like that sort of thing, in that case you're welcome. Let's see here. Yeah, sometimes I can hit 5 or 6 stops on a lunch break. Like this particular lunch break today, I will hit, let's see here, 2, 4, 5 stops. And then on my last leg for work, I hit 2 stops. So today I will actually hit 7 different stores, all on my lunch and break. Plural. 2 breaks. Anyway, it is just a short trip down the road. And there are a lot of stops like this. Cuyahoga Falls, there are actually 4 used game stores and 3 thrift stores, all within a couple minutes of one another. And I hit 3 stops on the way into work because I can't start work until 9, and the other stops I hit during my lunch. I take an early lunch, hit the others, and then move on to my next stop for work. Well, I use the word stop a lot in this video. Sorry about that. There we go. Muay Thai. Is that dude naked in that picture? I think he was. Let's see if I can park here without wrecking into anybody. Now, we are in Brunswick, Ohio, as I said in the last video with the Goodwill. And here is the Volunteers... Oh, get out of the way, Yoda. Volunteers of America thrift store. And then right next to it, where it says karate there, right next to the karate dojo is a, well there, Brunswick Consignment. It's a pawn shop and consignment store. So there you go. That's how I do it. Now I'm going to walk into Volunteers of America Thrift Store and see what they got. These look familiar. Well, imagine that. Every one of them is still here. And is somehow not surprising.
Okay, that was clearly not every single stop that I made this week. Like I said, I didn't film on Monday or Friday. I didn't film in video game stores. There were a couple of stores that I didn't get to film in because my battery filled up. I threw all the clips into my editor, one of my editors, and it ended up being over an hour long. And even after I edited them down a little bit, it was still over 40 minutes long. So what you're going to get, or what you got rather, what you just watched, was, I don't know, 5 or 6 stores, maybe 7. I don't know, count as you go through. Yeah, so anyway, the first clip you see me with my son, I picked up a Yahtzee game. And no, this is not the one Classic Game Hunter that I told you I yelled Yahtzee in. The one that I yelled Yahtzee in was the red one that I had on a video before. Or is it another one? You never know. These things have been everywhere lately. I started seeing Classic Game Hunter pick these up, and Ryan right now, and I didn't see them at all. Now, they're all over the place. So, I don't know what the heck it is, but I'm finding them all over the place. Next, this was at the Bainbridge Volunteers of America. You saw me grab Yu-Gi-Oh! And then also I got Apocalypse with Bruce Willis. Now, these are 2 games that I would not normally have gotten. But I really didn't know how much this game was worth. It turns out it's not worth a ton. But they were 45 cents a piece. They're normally 90 cents. They're having a 50% off day. So 45 cents for 2 games in really good condition. I picked them up. This one I figure my son will take an interest in. And this one, honestly, I got it just because I hear it's not a great game, and it's got Bruce Willis in it, so it could be interesting. Then, in another store, I believe it was in Wadsworth, Ohio, I picked up, what is this called? Jim Power, The Lost Dimension in 3D, and this was $2 even. So, yeah, major score there. The 2 stores that I told you I wasn't able to film in. One was a video game store where I picked up Dragon Warrior 2, and the only reason I bought this is because it was really, really cheap. I forget what these normally go for, but I didn't pay anywhere near that. The only thing I can figure is they look... Alright, this is actually a store. It's in Medina, Ohio. This is the one, if you've watched my previous videos, where I ended up getting the PS1 with the video screen for $20, complete in the box, pretty much brand new. It's where I got the boxed Sega Saturn for, I think it was $30, and it looks pretty much... I've gotten a lot of things in that store that... Oh, I got my sealed Mech Warrior for $10 for the Super Nintendo. So they mismark a lot of stuff, and that's what happened with this. I'm pretty sure they priced this as the regular Dragon Warrior, which is one of the more common games. So, yeah, guess how much I got that for? Not much. Didn't film that, and then I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters on the Super Nintendo at a Goodwill on my way home. This was in Canal Fulton, Ohio, and I picked this up for $3. $3? $4? I don't remember. I think it was $3 is what I got this for. So, good stuff. I got one more thing this week, and actually I got it very early in the week, but I didn't put the clip in there because I wanted to save the clip for last, and I'm going to explain to you what happens. I didn't film to show you which store I was in. I actually filmed that afterwards, but I'm going to leave it out because I sound like a complete douchebag when I say something, so you're not going to see that clip. So what you do is you're going to start with me looking at the electronics section where they keep the video games, and what happens is I look where the video games normally are, and then I turn the camera off and I slide it into my pocket because there's a bunch of people around. Then I come around a corner and there's a gray cart sitting there. Right on top of the gray cart is a video game. I immediately snatch it off the cart and start to walk away, and as the people walk away, I reach down and film, and you'll see what it is that I find. Yeah, I was surprised to find another one. Here you go. Watch this clip. I almost forgot. At that Thrift Superstore place, I got a stack of Nintendo Powers. So, there you go. I forgot to mention those. Now you can watch whatever the heck it is you're going to watch. What are you watching? Oh yeah, that thing I didn't show you. Check it out.
Nothing in the glass cases. What do we have here? PS2 junk.
Yes, I am.
I've actually got some Genesis games here. Sports games, $4 a piece. NFL. Holy crap.
So no, I did not buy Earthbound on eBay for $150 and then show it to you in a Goodwill. And I did not show you my old copy of Earthbound that I got back around Christmas time in another pickup video. I actually showed you the other Earthbound. I found a brand new Earthbound. Well, not brand new, it's used. It's brand new to me. I found the new Earthbound at a Goodwill in North Canton, Ohio. And I ended up getting this for $4, which was the price of all the other games there. This was actually not marked. There was no mark on the front or the back. I was afraid I was going to get it to the front register and they were going to refuse to sell it to me because that happens a lot in the Goodwills around here. I got up to the front and I was afraid to take it up and then have her not want to sell it to me and then have them go look the price up because I'd have been screwed. What I did is I walked up and I said, yeah, I found this sitting on one of the great carts back there. It's not marked, but all of the other games you have back there are marked at $4 and they're in cases. So I was wondering what you would do on this one. And it was an older lady and she's like, well, if they're all marked at $4, it's only fair that this one be $4. And I will admit that I said, well, you know, this one isn't in a case. I was really pushing it. But I said, no, I'm just kidding. $4 will do. So I paid $4 for it. I snuck out. And then, like I said, I filmed the piece that makes me look like a complete jerk. So you won't be seeing that because I'm not a jerk. And now you'll never know. Except I just told you. All right. Those were my pickups this week. Again, Sprites and Bytes will be linked down below. I'm going to put a list of all the places I go. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'll put it at the end of the video or if I'll put it in the comment, not the comment section, the description down below. Something like that. Thank you very much for watching. I know that this was a really long video, and I apologize. I'll see you guys later. Tuesday, as a matter of fact.
You know, some of you are thinking, wow, Ed has an awesome job. I wish I had that job. There's nothing bad about that. Well, I'm here to tell you, this is what's bad about it. You got 3 hours a day to drive, and I swear at least 2 to 3 times a week I get stuck in traffic due to road construction or some idiot that doesn't know how to drive. I get stuck in traffic, and instead of driving an hour from work to home, I drive 2 hours from work to home. There you go. This is why my job is not all it's cracked up to be. I'm about to make an illegal U-turn on the highway because there's no way in hell I am staying in this line of traffic anymore. Screw you all. There's the line that I was just in. I'm free. 45 minutes in that awful line. Finally, I'm free. I have no idea how I'm going to get home, though. I'll have to find a new route.